Hello everyone, this is Amy, Old Book New Look, and it's been a really long time since I've made a video. Um, I don't even know where to start. um, let's see. I am approximately 2 years and 7 months post-op, and so much has happened since the last time I made a video. I'm just going to kind of go through a short recap from where I think I might have left off. I didn't even check my last video to see what I was talking about, but I think my last video was about a year ago. And around that time, or shortly after that time, I let me back up even further. I had lost 165 pounds after my surgery. Within a year to a year and a half after my surgery, which was exactly half my body weight from beginning of 330 pounds. And I was feeling great. I felt so healthy. I was exercising daily, at least 30 minutes a day. I was staying very strict to the eating guidelines that my bariatric center had provided me with. And I'd say shortly after the summer of 2012, maybe, between the time period of the summer and that winter, I started slowly adding in foods that I had been avoiding for all that time. And between, I'd say, the time of that winter and the following summer, I started putting on some weight. And at first it wasn't very noticeable to me, and I wasn't very worried about it. I was still exercising daily and still feeling good, still feeling healthy and strong. But then over continuing time, I stopped being as consistent with my daily exercise and started skipping days, and then a day turned into a couple days and just got really inconsistent, got off my routine. So that's when the weight started becoming more noticeable, and I ended up gaining 30 pounds from my lowest weight of 165 pounds. So that was around the time that I said, you know what, I need to make this a priority again and get back on track and start making some changes again. So between this past summer and winter, I started working on the exercise portion first, because I knew that I felt so good when I was consistently working out daily. I just remember having such positive view of myself and my health and my well-being when I was doing that. So I started there. I started doing I've been teaching Zumba classes, but it has become such a part of my routine that I don't really count my Zumba classes as my personal workout. And I also, it's not my personal workout. I'm there to help other people get their workout. So it's not really, I don't count it as my personal workout. However, I started doing Beachbody workouts at home because I figured that was something I could do any time of day. I didn't have to worry about the gym being open. And I had some friends who were doing them and getting great results with them. So I started doing that. I ended up signing up as a coach because my friend asked me to try Shakeology, and I started doing Shakeology every day and felt the results that came from that, of having more energy, sleeping better at night, all kinds of different benefits that came with that, and I wanted to be able to continue that. So becoming a coach was my best option for being able to do that. And also, as I saw the results come from the workouts and the Shakeology, I realized that I wanted to be able to share that with others. So that's why I became a coach. But so around the new year, I decided that I needed to start working on the nutrition portion of things, because although I was getting results with the exercise alone and the Shakeology, adding in the Shakeology, I realized that I really needed to get to the place, find the place that was best for me, find the plan that was best for me, and sticking with it, something that I could make back into a lifestyle and stick with it long term. And I tried a few things. I did the Ultimate Reset through Beachbody, which did work, but I feel that it isn't for long term. And I won't go too deep into it as to what it is, but basically it's a nutrition plan that works you into being vegan. By the end of the plan, it's a 3-week plan. And for me, it's just not something that I can maintain long term. But I'm glad I did it. It was a good experience. So, since then, I've been thinking and doing a lot of research and reading on what would be the best nutrition plan for me. And I kept coming back to why it was so simple and easy for me to lose weight after surgery. And yes, the surgery did change my portion sizes. However, I think that even more important than that were the types of food that I was prescribed to eat. I was told to concentrate on protein first, and then after that, fresh veggies, no bread, rice, or pasta. I ate very little processed food, drinking lots of water, not drinking water with my meals. Those are all things I think that played a huge role. And then it totally makes sense to me that once I started adding the bread, rice, and pasta back, those carbs back into my diet, that's when I started gaining weight. It wasn't because of a portion size shift. So, I mean, yes, my portions are bigger than when I was, 6 months post-op, but they're not out of control. So, kind of coinciding with that, a friend of mine recommended a book to me, and it is called, I'm going to try to remember what it's called. It's called Why We Get Fat and What We Can Do About It. And it's by a man named, I believe, Gary Taubes, Taubes. And reading that book, I mean, it kind of has this type of title that you're like, oh gosh, another one of those books, right? But I'm so glad that I read this book, because it explains the reason that eating carb-heavy diets are so detrimental to so many of us, and why obesity is such a problem. I highly recommend you reading that, whether or not you've ever had gastric bypass surgery. It just explains it in such a way that makes sense. And basically, I mean, I hope that I don't totally screw this up in explaining this. The book does a much better job. But basically, the reason is the role of insulin in our bodies. And eating carbohydrate-heavy foods causes our bodies to produce a lot of insulin to help deal with it. And the role of insulin in our bodies is to trap fat into cells to use to burn later. However, because so many of us are constantly eating so many carbs, our bodies are overproducing that insulin, or having to produce so much insulin that our insulin levels are never able to get down to the point that the fat is allowed to be released from those cells to burn. So we constantly are going through, constantly storing this fat away and never being able to use it. And like I said, the book just explains it so much better, and it just makes so much total sense. I highly recommend, if you are able to read it. So since then, within the past week, I've been making those changes again and eliminating bread, rice, and pasta, and processed foods from my diet, and concentrating on protein first and green leafy vegetables after that. Right now, I'm not doing a lot of fruit. I'm still doing my Shakeology, so I kind of count that as my fruit because it's got so much nutrition in it from fruits and vegetables. So since then, I mean, I've dropped 5 pounds in a week. So that just is proof to me, and I'm not hungry at all. That's the difference, really, to me, is the way that I eat this way with a low carbohydrate, high protein diet. I'm not hungry. I don't have to count calories. I eat when I'm hungry, and I eat until I'm satisfied. It's super easy. I don't feel deprived whatsoever. And it works. It's simple and it works. So that's where I'm at right now. I wanted to start making videos again, just for my own benefit, for documenting what I'm going through, but also to help anyone else who might be going through something similar. If you have experienced regain, or if you never had surgery and you're just struggling with losing weight, it's this information would work for you as well. So that's everything. I hope everyone's well, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.